your world. Your reality is about to be warped, twisted, and blown. Pass this portal and enter the Freethought Zone.
He's back at it again on a Tuesday with another edition of the Freethought Zone. It is the Freakazoid, Mark Mythos, coming at you with some science on today's show. We'll be talking about the Earth tilting slightly on its axis and the rotation speeding up a little bit, and how being left is a little more right. Are you confused yet? Well, we'll make it perfectly muddy for you here in just a little bit. And a question for you folks, are you dumber than a pigeon? Well, it could be when it comes to solving complex puzzles. Yep, some dumb news and a great piece of music coming up on the Freethought Zone. I'm up on the World Wide Web in a multitude of places at Facebook, of course, at Ustream.tv, Google Videos, YouTube, and, of course, at markmythos.com. As a matter of fact, let me show you a couple of those spots right here. This is my website, markmythos.com. Click on this, you go to Facebook, that takes you to YouTube, Google Videos, and Ustream.tv. And hopefully that'll take us right back to the camera. There we are. How's it going out there? Thank you for listening, wherever you might be. As you might know, on last week's show, we had a variety of topics, including the family or the fellowship and its political influence as well. And it looks like the right wing got a little hot under the collar for the White House hosting a bunch of atheists. Yeah, what was that all about? Hello, they've had their turn at the trough. It's about time for us to take our turn at the trough as well. Hey, it's really good to have you along here. A few things to talk about. The Chilean earthquake here, and that happened between the last show and this show. Man, what a tragedy that was. Another huge one, 8.8 on the Richter scale. I don't know if you folks remember me saying this on a past program, but the Richter scale is kind of interesting. If you go from 6.0 to 6.1, a 6.1 is actually one time worse than a 6.0. A 6.2 is two times worse than a 6.0. So if you multiply that and go up to an 8.8, it really does rock your world. So we're going to talk about how that has changed the orbit of the Earth and the length of the day by like 1 point something milliseconds. But it's interesting stuff because it tilted the Earth about 3 degrees more on its axis as well. Being left or being liberal, it is apparently the default position of most intelligent people, because some studies out there indicate now that those of us who are liberal are probably more intelligent. Not definitely, but by and large more intelligent than those who are conservative. And there's some evolutionary reasons for that. And we're going to find out if you are dumber than a pigeon.
It's time for really dumb news.
Speaking of dumber than a pigeon, Jermaine Sellers, one of the 4 contestants recently booted from this year's crop of American Idol hopefuls, says he's going to send Simon Cowell a Bible. I'm going to send him a Bible, says the 27-year-old church singer from Illinois. He even suggested that Simon should come and join him at church after he received some, well, rather heavy-handed criticism for his rendition of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On Tuesday night. And Jermaine wishes the judge would really go to church with him. He said, you know, like I told Simon, he needs to go to church. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who doesn't smile. Well, Simon's agent replied that he's looking forward to getting the Bible because then he can crack the cover and read his autobiography. Oh, yeah, no narcissism going on there. Hey, Tim Burton's remake of Alice in Wonderland raked in $116.3 million in its opening weekend. The success of Alice didn't go unnoticed as ABC Family, a sister company of Disney, acquired the rights to broadcast the blockbuster movie. Now, that movie should make an appearance on the network sometime in 2012. You know, I don't know. Jesus. Tim Burton's done so many of these trippy movies that eventually Hollywood's just going to give moviegoers, some acid and put up some psychedelic stuff on the screen, and wow, man, trippy. If you've got something you'd like for us to cover here, simply drop me an email, markmythos@yahoo.com. He's got his eyes on that throne, that's for doggone sure. Well, on to some serious stuff here. Man, oh man, really bad news about the Chilean earthquake the other day, coming on top of this whole Haiti earthquake. Fortunately, what was it, about 700 some odd people in Chile who died. I mean, any one or two from a natural disaster like that is one or two too many. Hey, but that's just the way that the world works, is it not? 2 shows ago, we dealt again with the particular difficulty that this sort of issue causes those who are of the faith, and that it is an act of God, as insurance companies will certainly call this an act of God. How do you deal with this whole topic of natural disasters? Pat Robertson, of course, says that there's homosexuals in New Orleans and just kind of all over the place. Well, this is just simply a natural disaster, but this one had some very interesting science behind it. I want to get into that here in just a little bit. And I wanted to also remind you that if you'd like to donate to the Haiti relief funds, there are some bona fide ones up at markmythos.com. Big gray block on the top of the website there. It will take you to bona fide Haitian relief sites. Excuse me, so that you can donate, excuse me again, and I think also to some of the Chilean efforts as well. Big earthquake, 8.8 on the Richter scale. And as I was saying at the top of the show, difference between a 6.0 and a 6.1. 6.1 is 1 time bigger. 6.2 is 2 times bigger. So a 6.9 earthquake is 9 times stronger than a 6.0. That's the way the Richter scale works. This bad boy was an 8.8. Ah, my goodness. And to that, I don't see it on here. Let's see. Nope. I was going to give you some applause, but that is not an applausible sort of thing to be talking about. It did some funky stuff to the earth, as a matter of fact. And I did say this at the top of the show. I've got so many topics to talk about. I could do 2 shows a week and never run out of stuff. There's some oxygen-depleted zones in the ocean that I've mentioned in the past, down around the Mississippi Delta area. Now, if you go up to the northwestern part of the United States, they are finding oxygen-depleted water so close to the shoreline that you can hit it with a baseball. Throw a ball up, it's out of here sort of thing. It'll land in oxygen-depleted water, and there are some ecological reasons for that. But I wanted to concentrate on this particular story and get this sort of out of the way here. Saturday's Chile earthquake was so powerful that it likely shifted Earth on its axis and shortened the length of the day, NASA announced on Monday. This is from the National Geographic website. By speeding up Earth's rotation, the magnitude 8.8 earthquake, the 5th strongest ever recorded, according to the USGS, that's the United States Geological Survey, should have shortened an Earth day by 1.26 millionths of a second, according to a new computer model calculated by geophysicist Richard Gross of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. For comparison, the same model estimates that the magnitude 9 Sumatra earthquake in December of 2004 shortened the length of a day by 6.8 millionths of a second. It's because a 9.0 is more strong. Plus, this one, you have subduction plates that actually, when those plates, one goes under the other, it actually kind of tightens the Earth. And like a figure skater who tightens her circle, it actually speeds the Earth up. Gross also estimated the Chilean earthquake shifted Earth's figure axis by about 3 inches. They're saying the one in Sumatra probably tipped it by 2 inches, and now 3 more inches for a total. Well, you guys know what that is. Yeah, that's a foot, right? Okay. Deviating roughly 33 feet, 10 meters from the north-south axis around which Earth revolves. The figure axis is the imaginary line around which the world unevenly distributed mass is balanced. In other words, the Earth revolves around the central axis, but the mass actually is about 33 feet off of that axis.
Now please exit the Freethought Zone.